Hey guys, Asian Kyle here, and today we're going to talk about my new everyday carry holster for my Glock 43. If you're just tuning in, I did an original video about my everyday carry holster, which would be this one. This is made by a company called CA Holsters, and I'll put the annotation down below in the link. This is his OPPH, which stands for the one-piece pistol holster. And I believe it's storm gray up front, and it is definitely police blue in the back. And this has been a really fantastic holster. It carries the pistol really well. I really do like this extra mag carry over here. Since most semi-autos, if it's going to fail, it's generally going to be some sort of feeding malfunction. So the easiest thing to do is just strip that mag and recharge it with a new one. So I really do enjoy this holster. And for all you safety sallies out there, you know who you are in this case. The pistol is completely empty. Empty magazine, empty chamber. Safe direction, done. I really do enjoy this holster quite a bit though. It's very secure for the pistol, as you hear with a nice loud snap. Same with the mag carry on it. And this has been my everyday carry holster. I've gone on several road trips with it, and I've really enjoyed it. I really had not a whole lot of things to complain about it, but for the few that there were, number one was the bend on the holster. As you see here, it's just not very prominent. Number two would actually be just the amount of pressure that's on the trigger guard. It still does take quite a bit of force to pull this out, and this is after I adjusted it. And really, those are my two main concerns about the holster. It's been really great, and I just decided I wanted to upgrade to something a little newer since he did release his V2 version. So let's kind of just put this one off to the side over here, and we'll take that away. This is his V2 from CA Holsters, and he's done a couple modifications to it, as we see. First and foremost, as you can tell, the entire profile of the holster is a lot smaller. Aside from that, he actually has gone through and done some upgrades with the RTS hardware on here. I'm going to flip it back over, sorry about that. And I gotta say, this hardware is absolutely fantastic. His old version with the Kydex claw over here actually broke, if you can see that. And if you didn't see that in my original video, I would highly go and check that out. It broke just because it's Kydex. Kydex is incredibly flexible, and it's nothing against the quality of the holster. It's just Kydex as a whole is just very flexible and does get brittle after you start bending it over time. So the fact he did upgrade to the RTS claw over here has been really excellent. I will tell you just right out of the box right now that for the belt loops right here, if he has them, he will use them, but they do not always come standard. That's just how it is. They're kind of hard to secure sometimes. So, and if not, you'll just end up still with these clips over here, and I have zero complaints about those. I've never once had my holster pull out while I was drawing my firearm in any sort of practice. So overall, I'm really excited about this holster. So let's just kind of talk about why I decided to go with a V2 versus go someplace else. First and foremost, I really like this guy. He's really fantastic. He's done a custom one-off for me that I asked him about for my father-in-law's CZ. And mostly his communication is still really fantastic. I know some people have complained about that, but again, he's only a one-man shop, guys, so do take it easy. So I continue to go with CA Holsters because of my positive experience with his original OPPH. And whenever he decided to do his V2, I asked about it, and he and I started putting together a custom collaboration that we see here. Again, anytime you buy anything that's pure Kydex like this, it's always going to be some sort of custom collaboration job. So the lead times can vary anywhere from 4 to 5 weeks. But in my opinion, this is very worth the 4 or 5 week wait time. I have a really hard time waiting anything past about 5 weeks since it is still just Kydex, and you can always find another maker for less. So looking at the differences here between them, here we have the original on my right and the V2 on the left. The first and foremost difference that you'll end up seeing is actually going to be the high sweat guard over on the pistol side right here. And the whole reason I chose that was not necessarily where I live do I have to worry about humidity, but if we're just going to be completely honest here, it pulling on any sort of hair on you is really uncomfortable, and personally I don't really enjoy a cold slide on my warm skin in the fall, summer, and definitely not winter time. So I did decide to go with a full sweat guard in this, and I highly recommend anybody to go full sweat guard anytime they can. It's way more comfortable that way, I promise. The second thing you will notice that's a little bit different here is going to be the overall size of the holster. So for this, I'm actually going to, the camera's going to flip out due to the yellow, guys, and I do apologize. So if we line up the sides over here, we can already see how much smaller of a profile this holster is as a whole, it's really, really fantastic. It takes up a lot less room on the person, and therefore it also carries better. Another difference we're going to end up seeing here is actually going to be the bend on these. The V2, which is on the back with the yellow, came from him with this bend on it. It's a lot more drastic than it was on the original, and I find it much more comfortable. It's just a whole lot better of a design in my opinion. So he's really taken a lot of time and tried to listen to me as well as some of his other customers as far as, hey man, here's what you need to do with this one to make it better, and he completely listened. These are really fantastic holsters, and I will be buying more in the future. Other than that, his entire design on it has really, really been changed. As you can hear, the snap for the mag carrier is a lot lighter than it was on the original. So I know some people may think that is a negative, but I actually really like it. I prefer to carry my gun not to the point where I'm having to really just jam and rip it out of my holster. I would almost like it if I had it tipped over by itself, the gun would try and fall out. Mostly because whenever you're carrying, you have your gun in your holster and you have your belt, and Kydex is flexible as we see. So if you've already got extreme high retention, it's going to be very difficult to pull that gun out of there. If you've got a lower amount of retention, it's a lot easier. So, and I know some people could say, well, hey, gun grabs and stuff. Well, don't be a dumbass and let someone take your gun. Done. So when we look at the actual gun part on this, though, and again, this is clear chamber, safe direction. There you go. When we actually look at how the gun fits into the holster, it is still a nice loud snap on it, but it does come out really, really easily. I will say that I have adjusted this to the point of my liking. It's kind of difficult sometimes to do that with screws on these, because if you adjust them too far, then the screws aren't going to want to seat in there. Those are really difficult to see, but the screws are barely in there right now, so I would prefer to have it looser personally, but you can't get everything all the time anyways unless you do it yourself, and I'm not going to do that. When we compare it to the original, I mean, it is just a lot harder to get out. So he did take some time and actually loosen up his retention on there. I don't know if he went ahead and he put more tape around the trigger guard or something just to make it a little roomier. I'm really not sure, but it is a lot better on the V2 like this. So just as a whole, it's a lot smoother, and I really like it. The retention on it is still really, really good. I could shake it harder if I wanted to drop the gun out, but that doesn't prove anything. Mostly it just doesn't, it's not going to shake out. So let's take a second and just talk about the hardware differences here for a second. I know that I've already stated that he did decide to go to the RTS on his V2. It is an extra charge to get the claw in there, and like I said earlier, if he has the belt clips for the RTS, he'll include them, but he doesn't always have them. So I think that's kind of cool, because if you pay the extra to get this and you end up with these, fantastic, because you didn't pay an extra $30 like some other companies are charging. So the hardware is a really, really big upgrade, especially in terms of the claw. So overall, I'm just really, really happy. So right now we'll go ahead and flip over to a shot of me putting both of these on my person and holstering them up there for you. So up first, we'll go ahead and we will do the V1. So nice hard push on that. And again, the gun is completely empty. So just like in my original appendix carry video, just go ahead and insert as a side shot for that. So again, I'm about 6'1", 165 pounds, so I'm not a very big guy at all. There is just a little bit of printing right here. I know it's really hard to see, especially if I pull my shirt down just a little bit and stand up nice and straight, but you can still kind of see that little bit of the corner right there. Overall, the clips still work great, so this is not a bash against this sort of clip design over the RTS or even the G-code clips, which I have no experience with. But we'll go ahead and we'll switch out for the other one. So the only thing I can say on this particular one is this clip is starting to drift a little bit. So the good news is these clips are like $3 to replace. So we'll go ahead and we'll swap it out for the V2. So again, so not quite as loud for the click on that one. So still nice and secure. And again, So for this one, how you have to put these ones on with the clip is just a little bit more difficult. I actually find I have to insert this bottom corner first and then lift up to get my clip while at the same time pulling forward to insert the claw. So, and here's what I mean about the clips being able to be moved around. See, I can go from one side of my belt loop to the other, just depending on what pants I'm wearing. For the most part, I wear it outside, just to the left of this belt loop here. So, once we actually get the gun secured, there we go. And in my opinion, just it disappears even more with the V2 because of the claw right here that we see. It really wants to tuck the grip in a lot closer to your body. So, completely invisible. There's just a little bit of printing right here if I were to turn funky from my magazine, but thin guy problems, I guess. So overall, I really do enjoy this holster a lot more. It draws a lot smoother than the original one did too. So I really like the high sweat guard on it, and still I carry it about a 12 o'clock. The only thing that I changed a little bit with this holster is because of the claw, I actually do end up carrying just a little bit further off center, more towards my 11 o'clock. I know it's looking kind of backwards on the film, but it is more towards my 11 o'clock, and that's just because I do have a hernia going on, so it's not worth fixing right now medically. So there we go. This holster is incredibly comfortable to wear over long drives, and I hope to be doing an update for my appendix carry videos soon to answer a little bit more questions, but so far this V2 version of the holster is a complete win. Alright, welcome back. I hope you did see and enjoy the differences between these holsters and about how easy one was to get on over the other. Overall, guys, I really do like his V2 version of the holster. He still is calling it the OPPH, and you can get them in light bearing variants. So overall, I'm really happy with it. Just so you know, the color on this one is going to be the safety yellow, and I believe this was coyote gray. I'm really not sure. I think if I could have gone back, I probably would have done another storm gray, but you know, step out of the box a little bit. I am really pleased with this holster, just the entire design. He's really taken his time to go ahead and just clean up. As we see here on the original, there's a lot of excess right here, and he's really cut that back on this one. Also, he did decide to angle these eyelets where these ones were straight. I did find this to be a small pinch point on the original. As I said, he's already gone through and upgraded the claw on this and the hardware. With the hardware, if you do anything with an RTS hardware like this, they do move a little bit, and I really like that actually, because you can now reposition it around belt loops and whatnot, because let's face it, we don't always wear the perfect pants every time we decide to carry. Sometimes we just wear whatever pants that we were already wearing when we decided to get dressed, or you know what I'm trying to say. So his entire system is really improved. I am really enjoying this holster. It carries really minimally, as you saw, and overall I'm super impressed. So thumbs way up on this one. Chance, you outdid yourself, buddy. I really do like this holster a lot. So guys, go ahead and check him out. Down below I have gone ahead and put the link to his site. He makes really great gear, and he's a one-man shop, so he does an awesome job. So hit him up. If he doesn't respond immediately, you know, give him a small break. He is a one-man show. So go and check him out. And again, this is the CA Holsters OPPH V2. So thanks for tuning in, guys. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. I always appreciate the share and a thumbs up. So until next time, this is Asian Kyle signing out.